it was a culmination of a lot of things, man. I'd say first off, leaving my freshman season and just knowing that the job for the starting running back was open. I mean, we had Shane Vereen, we had other running backs there that was competing. Like it wasn't necessarily guaranteed my job. And our coach, our running back coach Ron Gould, he made it clear that when Justin left, the job was open. So it was kind of like I felt
Mm.
pressure. I felt like it's like crunch time. So I was working. I was working hard to get in shape. I was studying the playbook even harder. We got a new offensive coordinator that year, and he introduced the outside zone, which I that was the first time that I had ever ran the outside zone, and that I fell in love with that play or that's blocking scheme. And so it was a a lot of different things. It was my mindset along with the scheme that we were running, along with the players I was playing with. I mean, I had
Mm.
Alex Mack, who's still playing as a center today. I had Mitchell Schwartz, who plays on the Chiefs today. Um, Will Tafao, a fullback who played in the league for a long time. We had receivers. I had a lot of help. So when you see those
And there was a lot
80,
of them too, but
90, 70, 60 yard touchdowns, I yeah, I'm getting through those holes quick. So that O line was opening those holes. I'll take the credit for the safeties. I'd be breaking the safeties. But the O line creating those seams for me, and then the receivers blocking downfield too. Because on a lot of those plays, if I like how Frank Signetti always used to explain it to us, is the offensive jobs on a run game is to get me my one on one, and then my job is to get that one on one and make that guy miss. And so those times where you see those big plays is when we block it up
man,
correctly,
you
and I do
you
my job
you
getting
broke
by
some
that one
records
on
at
one.
Cal, man, and you obviously had a lot of success, and you did a lot of things. You won the Emerald Bowl, um, which again you had a big game in one of the biggest games that's highlighted on TV is a bowl game, right? Um, did you ever feel like you were NFL ready? Did you ever feel
Yeah,
like you were NFL back?
that's a tough question. I really didn't give too much thought to it, to be honest. I feel like I'm the type of person that's always kind of uh,
Mm, mm.
I guess infatuated with the task at hand, and so yeah, I don't I never really thought too far in advance. I'd say my junior year or sophomore summer, I'd say the NFL kind of crept into my head, but I've always too focused on the job at hand. So I always felt like I just needed to just focus on being the best player that I could be.
Man, you
Um,
you
and that's
don't
it,
play a
man.
sport without dealing with injuries and dealing with the other part of it that most people don't talk about, man. Um, you know,
Oh
there's
man.
that play. It was nice, and I'm saying my guy was making moves, making people miss. My dog went up and got a hurdle. He was showing off the vertical leap. Uh, but then you got clipped and you landed the wrong way, man. Um, walk me walk me through a little bit about that because
Yeah,
now
man.
that you have these NFL teams looking out for you, um, you are already what they would say is an undersized back, and now you have now you're coming off injuries and coming off these different things, and now they have their own doubts about you. And will you be able to? It's all part of the process. You can't even be mad about it. That's
Yeah.
just what it is. But walk me through that
Yep.
process, man,
That's
because
just what it is.
a lot of people don't talk about the other side of sport.
Yeah, man, definitely. That was definitely one of the toughest things that I had to deal with. I mean, going back to that play, it was just kind of surreal. It was like I remember calling the play. I was the quarterback in a wildcat formation and everything. And then next thing you know, I just wake up in a hospital.
Man, so you
So
didn't
it was
remember
kind of like
anything?
just like it happened in like a little flash. And
Dang.
no, it was like gone. Yeah, it was like it felt like I was in a fight with Tyson. Just
Yeah,
like ding, ding,
yeah,
ding.
yeah.
You wake up just like what happened? And so yeah, man, and it was definitely difficult because if like a lot of people pay attention. It's funny because I just had a little barbecue with my friends the other day, and we were talking about it, and I was like, a lot of people always bring up the concussion from that, but
Yeah, yeah,
like my legs came all the way
yeah.
back to my head, dang near. Like I folded up like a lawn chair, and I herniated a disc in my back from that. And so when I like came to and like was thinking about like going back to school and like figuring out the processes of like even before I
Mm,
even started thinking about playing again, like I was like I can't even really move my leg. And so it was like I know on paper and from an outsider's point of view, it looks like dang, the concussion is like super hard to get back from. But when you step in my shoes, it was like I was trying to figure out how to walk again first. So the concussion was like almost yeah, it was bad, but it was almost like the second thing I was trying to deal with because I was trying to get back to running, get back to walking because my back
yeah,
was
that's
more
that's
laboring
that's
me
crazy you say
than
that,
the
because that
concussion
was
at the
kind of my
time.
initial first thought of it. Because yeah, you landed on your head, but I'm like, my dude's like legs was touching the turf. Oh, nah, my dog not flexible. My dog not flexible. My
And I
dog
am
not
not
flexible.
that flexible.
And
Yeah.
so it was
Heck no.
interesting, man, because
Heck no.
I remember after I saw that, um, again, it had already happened. But the next time I saw you next, you were already in the league. And what happened after that, bro? Like, how did you get the confidence again to go back on the field, and how did you get the keep that same desire, and keep those thoughts out of your head? Because once something happens, it's kind of in the back of your head. So how did you get yourself back inside to the football mentality again?
Yeah. I mean, if you just look at football, it's part of the game. And so I almost feel like going into football, you know it could happen. So whether or not it happens or not, I don't know. That's just how I view it. It's like it's almost irrelevant. I'm still gonna view this game the same way. And so it happened to me. I got knocked out. It was a nasty play or whatever, but it didn't like that could happen before you started playing. So it wasn't too much of a hurdle for me, honestly. I just wanted to get back out there and play, and I felt like if um if
What
I feel like I
was
can play, then I
How
should
would
just
you
go out
best
there and
describe
do
your
that.
NFL experience, man? Because you went on to represent to get drafted by the Detroit Lions, man. A tough organization to be drafted to. They were going through a lot of changes, a lot of different things. Trying to change the trajectory where the team is going, and you got there. And man, you had some good runs and some good plays and some good seasons in the NFL, man. What was that experience like for you? Was it like a dream come true? Did you did you feel like, man, this was just the next step? Because as you just said, you're kind of a step to step guy. You don't really think too far ahead. You focus on the present. But what was your NFL experience like for you?
Man, it was definitely fun, man. I to say that it wasn't a dream come true would be a lie. It was definitely a dream come true. I mean, I feel like anybody who puts pads on every year, they all dream about playing in the NFL. So it was definitely a dream come true. But once you like right after that draft night, then reality kind of sets in, and it's just another football team trying to get better, trying to perfect your craft. You're at another level. You get try to learn new techniques and try to adjust. And the Detroit Lions, at first I was just excited to get drafted, so I didn't even really care where I went. And then I started looking at the history and of the team and seeing how like I